Let's go racing! To Hawkstone race fans, this is the EMX125. I might stand up for a minute, Jeff. Keep myself warm. We have got the MX1 qualifying, so taking the pole position for the race will be Brent van Donnick on the Riley Jumbo team. He's from Belgium. Glenn Koldenoff will follow in second spot, the 259 on the Monster Energy factory Yamaha racing team. Thomas Kier Olsen in third, Dega Procross KTM, TKO teammate to Liam Everts in MX2. In fourth, we had Brian Bogers on Standing Construction Husqvarna, I think they are now. Top five was rounded out by Kelvin Valanderen, and he is riding for the Gibbon Van Roy Yamaha team.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's how they're going to line up. This is the 125s lining up. So Joe Brooks, I think, was quickest. That was a slight timing glitch on our printout. So Joe Brooks looking good on the Yamaha. He lined up first. You got August Frisk, number 961 to look out for. Ollie Colmer, number 456. Casimir Henderson as well from Finland, number 480 on the Yamaha. Look out for him. So these are relatively young kids, of course, you know, ranging from realistically about sort of 14, 15 up to 17. They're going to be, well, it's any race you kind of, you know, if you're an out-and-out racer, you've got to manage nerves, no matter how many times you do it. It's first race of the year, though. You know, these guys will want to get off to a good start, and absolutely at the back of their mind, although they're young, they know the importance of a good start in any motocross race, but particularly opening race of the year on what is going to be a tough circuit. There's going to be a lot of wet sand flying about, so if you can put it in there in the top five around the first corner, you're going to make your race a hell of a lot easier.
Definitely. And the EMX125 is actually one of my favourite races to watch when I go and watch a GP. So exciting. The start, though, is so important for these kids. And like you were saying, this track is wet, it's heavy. They're on 125s. It's not like they've got a 450 and they can just pull themselves out of trouble. So it's all about the momentum. And if you can carry that momentum right from the start of the race, be in the sharp end, top five, you know, I think that's going to be, you know, 45 to 65% of this race. Keep yourself clean, keep yourself in clean air.
I know we obviously, you know, we have EMX125 racing and the kids are amazing.
They're awesome.
And they are. They're great. And MX2, whatever. But there's a part of me, and again, it's old school talking here, but I really wish there was still a sort of 125 open championship where, like, older riders could still ride them. Because, you know, if you're old enough to be around when we had, you know, a 125 World Championship or the 125 AMA Nationals.
I've watched it, mate.
Oh, my days.
I've watched it, mate. It's unreal. It's a different level of race. I know it's a different type of racing. It's a momentum sport.
Yeah.
It's completely different. The way that you have to ride a 125 is totally different to riding anything else. You know, apart from 85s, I've noticed Chad Reed at the moment is riding a lot on a 125 to help his kid out.
Yeah. On
the 85, just to get that same feeling of like having to, you know, have progressive momentum over this whole circuit.
Yeah, they are a beautiful thing to behold when they're ridden right. So the 125s, EMX 125s are just about ready to set off here. Opening race here at the Hawkstone International. Brought to you by Ashbrook and Tough Sheet, as you can see, all the branding behind. Again, a big shout out to Beer and RFX and all the brands there. Oakley, Bell, Fly, Seven. All these guys that have made this live stream happen. And as we launch MXN TV, just starting out of it, it was a bit of a last minute decision to even do this. As we grow MXN TV, of course, we're going to be covering all the Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee this year and potentially some other live events as well. So thanks for tuning in, subscribe, and like the YouTube page and Facebook page, and we're definitely trying to do more of these live stream events going forward. But right now we are focusing on the Hawkstone International. A very healthy turnout of people. Car parks are full, so looking good there, and a lot of people coming out, braving the cold and wet weather. Here we go then. 15-second board is up. It's going to turn to 5. The gate will drop, and we are racing at the Hawkstone International, and we're pumped. Callum, calm down.
Let's go!
Calm down, boy.
I remember the old whole shot.
So here
Who's
we go.
going to get it then? I'm excited. I'm bouncing the van.
I can tell, yes. The drag into the
Look
first
at that.
corner, coming from the outside. It seems to be down the last few years that the outside favours. It's number 961 grabbing the whole shot.
August Frisk.
Yeah. So August, he was.
Oh, big crash.
Now, who was that? That wasn't Joe Brooks, was it? I couldn't quite see that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so August Frisk out in front made a great start from the outside. Now, there was a time where it was favoured more in the middle or the inside, but the last couple of years, a lot of hole shots seem to come from the left-hand side of the gate.
Yeah, I think they changed the corner at the top slightly, didn't they? It's more open now. I used to have a nice little cheaty line on the inside. I used to put my back wheel in the sand, just off the concrete pad. Can't get away with that now, obviously.
Trust you.
So August Frisk riding on the GE68 bike, all the way from Sweden.
Yeah. Again, the Swedish riders, they're used to, I mean, they get great summers, obviously, up there as well, but these kind of conditions, there's a lot of tracks in Sweden with sand and shaly type ground.
Normal Wednesday practice day for him, these conditions.
Got a bit of carnage as they come out the corners around the whoops, and we're going to struggle really to see some of these bikes.
That is number 9, so...
That was Carl Harris, not the DJ. Is there a DJ called Carl Harris or
Something
Kevin Harris? I don't know anyway.
Yeah. I'm not in that loop, mate, if I'm honest.
Well, I'm definitely not. That's why I would probably just make myself look a fool, but I don't really care.
Do it on a daily basis,
yeah.
Mates. You can see almost how slow these bikes look. Go around the track now. The track is so heavy. Believe me, these kids are pinned. Even the guys back there, they are wide open on these 125s.
There'll be some parts like this that obviously are not so affected by the weather because this is up on the hill, so the water would have drained off. But there's certainly some places where it's going to be very heavy going. I have to say, said it in practice this morning, but the track is in great shape considering. It really has been heavy weather up here the last couple of days.
The 7-11 Joel Fisher, well up there as well off the start, so really good start for Joel.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get the timing up on the screen soon. We're just trying to sort that out there. Again, just log in to Speed Hive. In the meantime, if you want to know what's going on, then get on your phone, get on your tablet, and go on Speed Hive to see who's actually doing what in this race. But right now, August Frisk is leading.
He's doing the business, isn't he? And look at him, clean. Not a speck of dirt on him. Mate, he's fully KTM'd up.
Turnton already out. Look, irate.
Frustrations. Well, you know what? These kids put so much effort, everything into this, don't they? And when it doesn't go to play, you're going to be frustrated.
It's all part of the learning.
Yeah, August Frisk looked like he's straight out the KTM Power Parts catalogue with the KTM kit that he's got on there. So he is riding for JE68.
There we go. We've got the timing screens up. Wall Beanie finds himself in second. Great performance for Wall there. He looked good in qualifying. Then Fisher, as you said. Then we got Casimir Henderson. He's in fourth. And
of course, we would have Saku Mansaki Maikia. Yeah.
Mansiki Maka.
Somebody can help us out with that name.
Mansika Maka. I'm going with that.
Yeah,
Maki. Okay, then we got Jones there in sixth. Bowden looking good as well in seventh. Joe Brooks, who was the quickest in qualifier as it turned out, back in eighth. I'd expect Brooks to move up. I really would. He's got, for a young kid, he's got what I would say mature head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
I think so.
Henderson just getting around Fisher now, but you know,
right on cue.
good start for Fisher, though, this.
Brooks already moving up.
Yeah, Joe Brooks on the move. Good team, good package. He's got it all going for him, Joe.
But what we'll start to get, potentially, this is where the 125 riders, it's be interesting to see their track craft. Because they're young, obviously, you know, a lot to learn, but so many of these riders now have riding coaches and, you know, support in that way. I'm going to be watching with intrigue their track craft, because a lot of them do still get into the habit of they see the sort of racing line and they
get stuck into it.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't.
Easily done. I do it often when I ride. You walk the track at the end of the day and be like, oh, damn, how did I not see that? You was always very good at that, weren't you, I think?
I'd say, yeah, in my career, that was one of my strong points that helped me out. It certainly wasn't fitness.
I mean, I didn't have a career, I just did it for fun, but you actually did it. But I think you was good, from what I've looked at anyway, old racers, at being efficient.
Very much.
Yeah.
I, you know, looking back on a career, you know, obviously I look back with genuinely no regrets, but maybe arguably, you know, could have trained harder and whatever.
Yeah, but you could.
It's also who you are, your personality, and you know, for me, started trying to train hard, push harder, and then started to just fall out of love with the sport a little bit
late. Yeah.
So for me, being energy efficient, but it's something I learned from a young age, being so short as well. I had to ride when I was younger with my feet up a lot and try not to hit too many bumps, and I think that's where it stemmed from.
Looks like Brooks is actually reeling Fisher in for the moment. So Fisher, I've just noticed, trying to take some weird tight lines. I don't know where the method. There must be method in his madness, but just losing a little bit of momentum on the other side of the circuit there. Just takes a little look over. He could definitely hear Brooks behind him.
Yeah, for the 125s, any bike really, you want to be keeping momentum. You don't want to be stopping and starting.
Yeah, I don't know what. He just didn't seem to flow the track too good. I don't know whether it was just coming off line, making mistakes.
Oh!
No! Did they both go down?
Did he just clip him? He clipped him. Well, he did his best to try and avoid it. But Joel Fisher, again, just showing how soft it is there. Just had his body weight too far forward, just enough, and then that was it. There was it all just tucked and over he went. But put it this way, Joel, you won't want to get that kind of TV time, but you got some good screen time there, kid.
Definitely. I think he was going well enough to maybe pick a few more spots back, though. On screen there.
James Barker.
Barker, yeah, looking good.
So a lot of these kids we'll see actually riding a lot in the UK throughout the year. Obviously, we've got a spattering of international riders. August Frisk being one of them, leading the way, of course.
A spattering, I like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Parmesan, you know, like a Parmesan sprinkler.
Don't start talking about food, because I haven't had any breakfast. So, yeah, it's good to see a lot of these riders doing the EMX125 as well, but a lot of them will be obviously racing in the Revo British Championship and the Michelin MX Nationals, so it's always sticking it in there, James.
Barker, but then went wide into all that slop, but definitely one for trying there. He nearly got the job done.
Yeah, that was great racing. He was aggressive. He just ran it in there. That's what you got to do, you know, because ultimately he is getting filled in. You know, that there is just wet sand flying off the back.
Yeah, and there's a nice gap in front as well.
Of Charlie Griffiths. So the sooner he can make a move, clear vision. Of course, most of them will be running roll-offs, I would have thought.
With these paddle tyres, it's always quite funny when you see them trying to stand on the brakes quick as well, because they just don't stop, do they? The bikes just slide. But obviously the scoop tyre is what they're all going to be going for when the conditions are like this to, again, help them with momentum. It just bites into the ground a little bit more, but it does affect braking a little bit. So you will see that, you know, when they try and make passes like that, they could slide out the line bits and bobs.
He's got it done this time, though. Got a better...
no!
And then he did the same thing. You just saw his front wheel just got grabbed, and of course he didn't intentionally take Charlie down there. Charlie, that was a safe move, but he didn't do that on purpose. And of course, Charlie had nowhere to go, ran it into the back, and has lost a handful of places.
I think as soon as you come off the gas, like the track just bites the front wheel, and then you've got nothing you can't do anything about it.
So you can see the track, you can still see all the wet on the inside, but on a racing line, starting to churn over, starting to rut up and basically get tougher. And this is where your track craft, as we go on, has to come into play. Look
at that.
You've got varying lines already, but look, and going into that corner there, really at the minute, you've only got kind of got 2 obvious lines right now.
Yeah.
But that will change as the day goes on.
You normally get 3 through there, don't you? Like you've got like the inside, and then you get like one that sort of swoops across to the outside, and then you do have that nice bowl turn as well, the berm. So there are a few options. This track always, you know, there's plenty of spots to pass on, isn't there?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a very wide circuit. You know, you can argue you can have a wide circuit, but only one racing line. But that's not always the case at Hawkstone.
No, here, because I think the technicality of the track, like the braking bumps, because there are some bits that come out of the wood, you know, where it is a bit tighter, and you get these like multiple line builds up. That corner down there is actually a good one for passing, and you do see some people sticking it in the inside and getting through there. So, you know, this track does really make for good racing.
So on screen at the minute, we have Casimir Henderson. He is currently, there we go, right on cue. I was just going to ask the guys to bring the timing up. He is currently in second, the rider from Finland. So we have a bit of a Scandinavian 1-2 at the minute. No real surprise to me. These guys are, you know, going to be established EMX riders.
Yep, on the and he's riding on the Moto Exchange Yamaha team.
Looking good through there, you know, because that's not easy to navigate with the rut starting to rut out. But you can see one line starting to form around there. Interesting to see if any of them, no, they're not getting up over that. I didn't think the 125s were. That's quite a gnarly step up into what used to be known as the Honda hole, sandpit.
Yeah, I mean, you might get 1 or 2 here. I don't. It's just the track is very heavy, isn't it? I don't think the bikes will quite get.
Well, the bigger bikes will, but the 125s, no, they're going to struggle to get up over that. It's looking good though, I have to say. You know, you can see how actually hard it is in certain places underneath, like round there, just as they coming into the finish. Yeah. It's actually not that soft.
No, it's just when they move off into the berms, isn't it, where it just, you know, bites the bike a little bit. Nice.
Difficult one to read, this one at the Hawkstone circuit.
It was fast through there past the mechanics area. The Brits are being pipped at the minute. We've got Sweden and Finland ahead of us.
Yeah, but, you know, a lot of these British riders, it's looking good for them, you know, as a warm-up precursor to where they're going to go. It's to see how far off they are off the pace. Obviously, August Frisk is in a class of his own at the minute. He has a 12-second lead, nearly 13 seconds. Walbini, another 5 seconds further back, roughly, from Henderson. Then Brooks working his way now up to 4th after a poor start. Good ride from Rhys Jones, the SJP Moto machine, moving up to the 125 class. Barker, we've seen him putting some aggressive moves on. Leon Ongley, that's pretty good, solid start for him. Yeah. And then Arco as well. Joel Fisher now back up to 9th after his off. And Ben Musto moving up onto the 125 this year. The Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee 85 champion, big weight 85 champion from last year.
Quick reminder to anybody watching, obviously this is a free stream. Obviously, free stream. It's not free. You could just give us a quick like, would be nice. If you could just like the stream, if you're enjoying this, follow the page. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. And then in the future, we can bring you some more of this fantastic stuff. Because if we get those likes, those subscribes, that gives us, you know, argument value with our sponsors.
Absolutely. So, I like that, argument value.
Argument value. Nothing in life is free.
No.
Right? So we pay for it through, you know, likes and subscribers.
Absolutely.
So if you could help us out with that, we can help you out by bringing you awesome, fantastic, free live stream motocross racing.
Yeah, that's the big thing here. You know, we're not doing a pay-per-view. Yes, it's free to watch. Obviously, you've still got to pay your broadband and your electric and everything else.
You've got to sell your soul in the process.
But what we mean is, of course, we are running this so you can just log in, no complications, and just get watching the Hawkstone International. And arguably, we'll be looking to do more live stream events throughout the year. What we do know is we are definitely going to be broadcasting and showing all the Michelin MX Nationals, all 6 rounds live on MXN TV throughout the year. Other announcements coming soon, the more we build this thing up, because we said we have just started out, and this was very much, in the grand scheme of things, a last-minute decision to come and do this at Hawkstone. So
I was excited. This is a bucket list thing for me. I've got to admit, I was like playing it cool, like, oh yeah, you know, yeah, I'll be happy to do it. But deep down, I'm like, oh God, please pull this off. So I'm very privileged to be sat in here with Jeff in the freezing cold, out in the rain. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm as cold as you guys stood out there.
That's not going to wash it, you know. Like literally, whatever you're saying, people are just saying.
No, I know.
Shut up.
But no. But I really do appreciate the opportunity, and thanks to everybody who's provided that for me.
Well, we're seeing some good racing. Obviously, it was always going to be this first one. I think a little bit of finding out where they're at with each other, sussing each other out. But there's no mistaking the race leader, August Frisk. He's romped away with this one. Made a great start. Got round that second corner out of trouble, stayed out of trouble, ridden his own race, and it looks like he's got it all completely in check. This hopefully will not be my first commentator's curse of the year, because normally you big up a rider, you say how good everything's going, and then it bites you. So
it's constant, isn't it? You can't get away from it, but hey, we'll try.
But he's looking good, the Swede. Ahead of Henderson, the Finn in second. A very, very impressive ride from Walbini on effectively his debut race on a 125.
I think Frisk is going to be pretty happy with this. I mean, like 12 seconds nearly in the lead. He's got it going, hasn't he, really? He figured something out.
Here he comes, right on cue. The guys have picked him up, as you said. A mobile advert for the KTM Power Sports range, running the kit and everything.
Looks like he's got the boots, the kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Full Power Sports supported rider.
Yeah. Just trying to find. So he's running a JE68 is his team sponsor.
Yeah. I mean, we'll try and find some more information on him. I can try and find him, you know, for the next race. If anyone wants to know a bit more about him, what he's doing. I imagine he's going to be doing the EMX series. You'd like to think it. But he's going to be pretty happy with this performance, so long as he can keep it going.
I have to say,
it's picture perfect to the minute.
He's got a unique name. I can't think of too many boys named August.
No, or Frisk, the surname as well. So that's cool.
He's, as I said, looking good. We're going to be winding this one down. We're going to be taking an interval after this one, but the live stream will not end. We're not going to sort of close it down and then come back. You guys can stay logged in and tuned. We have a bunch of interviews. I went around the paddock yesterday. Very dark and gloomy paddock, I have to say. I don't mean in spirit. Everybody was buzzing to be here, first race of the year. I meant the British weather was pretty miserable yesterday. But we went round and spoke to a handful of riders, and we've got some interviews with some of them to put up during the break. There'll be about roughly around a 50-minute break, and then after this race, we are going to be coming back to the race action with MX2 at midday.
So, just to take note, the 480 of Henderson, I think he's catching Frisk quite quickly. Last lap round, he did actually make up a big bunch of time, but it does look like Henderson's bike is pretty hot. That Yamaha is smoking, so he's on the Moto Exchange Yamaha, and it looks like he's got some steam coming out of him. It's all right when the steam's coming out. It's when the steam stops coming out is when you know there's no more water left. So we'll see whether he can keep pushing onto the back of Frisk.
You know, couldn't quite see who crashed off the start of the second corner. It was a Yamaha. I think it might have been Henderson actually that went down.
Maybe, yeah.
Because he's on obviously that all blue Yamaha, and thinking back, I think it might have been him that hit the deck. So if it was, it's been quite an impressive ride to come back up to second.
He's definitely on the move now. Let's see if we can get him in. Yeah, he's in shot. So I've just seen him in the same shot as Frisk. So
here we go. Interesting fact. I've actually finally.
Yeah. Okay.
My phone's just suddenly jumped into live because it's struggling with signal, and I've had a bunch of messages come through. One from Richard Sandberg, who used to race for the Twisted 7 team I used to run. So he's given me a bit of information on August as well. He's 14 years of age, and he's on the same team as Isaac Gifton was before. And then Dave King of VMXDN fame said that August's dad also races at the at the Vets on a KX500.
All right, cool.
So there we go, a bit of family history there. The power of suddenly having your phone work and get people getting info to you.
Well, he's just took the win there, and he looks pretty happy with that. Look at them all.
Yeah.
Over the moon. Hey, tell you what, that'll be those pictures are taken there. They'll be in all your magazines that you get free with your KTMs next year.
So there we go. It's by the way, Richard Sandberg, good to hear from you. Glad that we got people tuning in Sweden. So just goes to show already the power of a live stream service getting global.
What a ride.
Yeah, what a ride. From the Swede there. He'll be happy with that. Of course, he's got 2 more to go. These guys get 3 races today. The other classes get 2. And then obviously thanks Dave for letting us know that, Dave King, of bank holiday weekend, end of is it August, I believe it is, or yeah, is the Vets Motocross Donations at Fox Hill. So that's going to be a barnstormer.
I've got an entry.
Have you?
Yep. I mean, are you riding?
No, I'm not riding. I'm setting it out.
Why? Come on, I'd have given you a bike.
Nah, well, I've got other things I need to be doing, and I don't mean what I mean is I'm not going to be elsewhere. I'm going to be there, but I've got a bunch of media to do. So I will be watching you go round and probably criticising your performance.
Well, mate, if you could if you could criticise politely and offer me some tips, then that would be great.
Yeah, I'll get constructive criticism, mate. I'm not that harsh.
That's good. No, I'm actually going to put in quite a bit of work going towards that. I've never been super fast, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to get out to the tracks a couple of times a week, and it's been years since I've been anywhere near sharp. So,
mate, it's enjoying it. At the end of the day,
I love
that's
the bike.
the main
I love the bike as well, so that helps.
So yeah, it was Frisk with a win. Henderson coming in second ahead of Walbini grabbing a third. Great opening debut race on the 125 for Walbini. Brooks picking himself up to get up to 4th ahead of Reece Jones. James Barker working his way through with some pretty aggressive passes up to 6th ahead of Dan Arkle. In 8th was Saku Mansikimaki.
I think he fell off. I think he had a crack.
He did.
He had a bit of an off.
Then Ollie Comer on the GRT Impact KTM coming in 9th ahead of Joel Fisher, who we saw endo it just about there. Right, that's the 125s. So stick with us, folks. We've got some interviews coming up now. We've got an interview, but we're going to kick back with some adverts and some pre-recorded interviews we did yesterday. We'll be back with racing at midday here in the UK. Hope you're enjoying it so far.